as Christians, most of us don't want to hear this, but our health matters. We need to be more intentional about our health. You know, it's what First Corinthians 3:16 through 17, it says, don't you yourselves know that you are God's temple and that the Spirit of God lives in you? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy him. For God's temple is holy, and that is what you are. We are holy. Our temple is holy. He has blessed us with a body that the Spirit can live within to work through us. You know, you can't have a unhealthy body and expect healthy output. You have to have a good input to have good output. And this message really speaks to me as well. I was almost 400 pounds like a few years ago, and just something within me. And I'm not going to promote the gym kind of culture, because that's really what got me into pursuing my health and my fitness. But God was the one that provided me with the strength to keep going, you know. And I say that our health matters, again, not to promote this gym culture, this get muscles and get big and all of this, and, prioritizing your body over God. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that what the scripture says is that we need to take care of our body. You know, when there's something in the community that goes on, if a tree falls down and you as a man, you're sitting on the couch, you're playing video games, you call yourself a Christian and you're just a couch potato, how are you going to help pick that tree up in the neighborhood? If something falls inside, and let's just say your mom fell, and you can't pick her up and take her out, you can't be that strong man or strong woman to help, then it's like, what are you really? What are you? And we really need to be more intentional about just taking care of ourselves in general. When I say taking care of your health, like I said, I'm not just talking about putting on puffy muscles to look good for other people and look good for Instagram. No, this is more than that. This is more than that. You need to have a healthy body, not just on the outside, but inside. You need to feel healthy. How are you going to go on like these mission trips, or how are you going to serve in church, or how are you going to get up and do these things when you can't even get up? Like, if you're constantly feeling bad because of the food you just ate, you just ate like McDonald's or something and you feel horrible, or you just drink this big can of soda and it's just like, you wake up feeling horrible the next day. It's like, how are you going to get things done? How are you going to accomplish things in the kingdom if you're constantly putting in things that aren't going to help your body? You know, my father once told me, he said, the things that you consume are going to do one or two things. It's either going to help you or it's going to hurt you. And that can be anything, whether it's food, drink, the kind of content that we consume, the kind of people that we talk to, the conversation that we have. That applies to everything. You have to be intentional about what you consume, because what you consume is what you put out. If you're constantly consuming negative food, you're going to put out, you're not going to be at your best potential. If you're just eating McDonald's every day, that's not gonna fly. We as Christians don't need to only pray and, do you just go to church on Sundays and pray and think that's good enough. Now that's good. We should pray. We should go to church. We should be giving. We shouldn't, but our temple, our body is more important than what we try to, I guess, make it seem. Our temple is more important than that. And I think we all notice. We all notice as Christians is that our bodies really matter. And we try to put it off, put it off, put it off. And, we're too busy to do this. We're too busy to do that. That's the enemy. The enemy is telling you, you are too busy to get up and work out. You are too busy to get up and get moving. You are too busy to take 30 minutes to go on a quick walk and clear your mind. Go on a prayer walk, turn on some worship music, or just even sit in silence, sit in silence and then walk in silence. That's something that I do a lot, is I can be quiet and then just go. But we just really need to attack our health more intentionally. Really do. Our bodies matter, our health matters. So thank you guys for watching. I was really delayed on this video, but we're all good. We're here now, and that's all that matters. So thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe. That way I can keep these videos going. I think like 96% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. If you could help out the ministry a lot, it would definitely help. Just go ahead and drop a like and sub. Comment down what you would like to see in the next video. Or if you need any prayers, let me know. Have a good one, you guys.